The stupidest people on the planet manipulated me. People that I would not take one advice from them, one, manipulated me plenty of times. So the question is, why the hell I was manipulated by these people? When you are manipulated by someone, you're not like Delulu. You're like the Delulus. Effect is that you have a fantasy. I love being Delulu. I don't see myself as Delulu, but people may call me Delulu. So this is why I'm like, no, I'm not Delulu. But I had some fantasies. That these fantasies were who had the control on making this fantasy real or not. It's not me. Okay? It's other people. People who, because of that, I fell into the manipulation trap. Because you believe manipulations when you want to believe it. You believe what they say to you when you want to believe what they are saying. Not because it's true, not because it's a fact, not because you see proofs in the reality, physical reality, or fucking somewhere that they are right. Only because you want to believe. And this is how powerful belief is. Because you can have millions of proofs that they are wrong, but because you want to believe them so badly, you will ignore all of the proofs, all of the facts, and believe them. You're like, you will invent a story in your head. You will have an excuse for everything that proves that they are manipulating you, that they are lying to you. You will excuse them. You will do the work for the manipulator himself. And stay there. Because you wanted to believe something so badly. And this is what happened to me. I wanted to hold on fantasies, on things that who holds the power on what will happen is the other person. And I just have to stay there and do whatever they want. Because I have this fantasy that maybe one day they will change. Because suddenly I receive some breadcrumbs. So I'm like, oh my God, breadcrumbs! Finally something! Oh my God, I haven't received like anything for years. And now breadcrumbs? We are finally on the path to change. We are going to change. My fantasies will come true. La 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 la. No, no. Nothing will ever come true. I will share with you one of the fantasies that were holding me back in a manipulation. Manipulation can be plenty of like ways. There is no like one way to manipulate. There are like more manipulation techniques, such as the other person going crazy if you just have the courage to ask a question, or just like breathe, because you're always walking on eggshells, but they are always putting more eggshells because they have some more boundaries and everything is bothering them. So if they are angry, they will get the anger at you. If they are sad, they will get it on you. So you truly have no control. This is the thing with people who were growing up in unhealthy environment. They know that they have to walk on eggshells all the time, and if it was truly working, so all the time the other person who is like so fragile, the grown up, usually as kids it's happening, so the grown person who's so fragile will be okay because I'm walking on eggshells, but it was never enough. Everything says if the fragile person wanted to explode, he will explode. No matter how you will try to make everything calm and okay. It could be by looking like a victim and crying and sharing this sad story from the same sad story from 5 years old that maybe even didn't happen and they just invented this in their head because they saw that it works. Manipulation can also be by just shutting you down, by trying to make you stupid, by even by saying to you that you're too sensitive, like to make you feel stupid, to make you feel like you're nothing, but still wanting you there. So there are plenty of types of manipulation. The biggest thing for me was with my mother, who since I was a child I saw her as weak, as a person that I just can never trust. I saw her as a person who just can't even protect herself. So not only that she can protect me, I need to protect her. That she's a victim of life, that she's so miserable, and that I have put all of my focus on her because she is so fragile and everything upsets her, and especially like if I have an emotion, or if if I was a child sometimes, or if I was a teenager. I never felt like I'm allowed to be a child or a teenager. It would upset her, and she would immediately say that I'm exactly like my father, who for me my father was the devil, because he was physically abusing my mom in front of me, and she was always like talking shit about him. So I also never liked him because I also never felt protected around him, because what will happen if he will go wild? But I couldn't explain it like that as a child or a teenager. So I just learned that I have no the right to have emotions, to be seen, to have needs, to have boundaries. I just need to dedicate my life to my mother and do whatever I can to make her life easier, because her life are so hard. And she chose, if my father was a horrible choice, then she chose someone who's even worse, that she just picked. He never, like, I was invisible for my mother's partner since I was 5 years old, and they are together until now. And I was there, but I knew that my part to be accepted by my mom was to stay invisible and have no needs. And if they need me, because my parents are deaf, so if they need me for the whatever they need me, my help to do things, to arrange things, I have to do it. If they need money, I have to give them. I'm not allowed to ask for money. This is why I was working since I was 10 years old, because like finally I don't need to rely on my mom. As I said, I don't trust her. I never trusted her. So finally I have the ability to work and receive my own money, and I was paying for both of them. When I was something like 12 years old, they started to go out clubbing, and all of the money that I was receiving as child support from my father, they were taking it for themselves and going out clubbing every Friday and every Saturday. They were like with friends. So every weekend they were celebrating, doing whatever they want, while the fridge was empty, while I was paying the bills since I was 16 years old, because there were some times that the water bill wasn't paid. And I just like, I was there in my room for all of my life. Never was talking to be more accurate, her partner have never spoken to me. Never. He never tried to be a father figure for me. I was never like dramatic or something about it, like having a new father. No, I knew that I have to shut up and stay invisible and have no needs. Um, and if sometimes I had the courage to say something, they were so angry at me for saying something, because there is now their turn to have fun and live their life, and I have to shut up. This is why I couldn't be a teenager. Um, like I was going out all the time, and no one cared if I'm going to school or not. No one cared what are my grades are. No one gave a shit about what is going on with me, what is going on with my life. They just wanted my money, and for me to act as if I'm not exist. And um it's a painful subject. That's why I want to cry right now. And I wanted the love of my mother. And I was so I tried for so many years to, and I did do whatever I had to do to be accepted by my mother. But I thought that it will make her love me. But I understood that being accepted, it's being ignored, and the opposite of that, it's being blamed and being the bad person. So it was or me being a horrible person or me not existing, because they acted. Her partner is older than her in 20 years, and he has his own kids who was almost the same age as my mother. So they truly acted as if I don't exist. And like, it was very important for my mom what her crazy motherfucker partner loves. He's a crazy motherfucking narcissist piece of shit. I hate him. I fucking hate him. If I will see him, I want to fucking spit in his face. I would like to beat the shit out of him, but I will not do it because it's still stronger than me, even if he's a 70-year-old. Anyway. Also, he's fucking immortal, unfortunately. So he crossed my boundaries many times. Okay. And there were times that were in front of my mother, and it was it looked like he's going to beat the shit out of me twice when I was already older, and my mom just stood there scared, just in case he will beat me. And luckily it didn't. One time I was 19, I was scared, but I had more courage than my mother, as I had no choice in my life to understand it. And The other time was in my early 20s. And there I had the courage to push him because he was coming towards me very slowly in slow motion. And then he stood very close to me and he was looking at me as if he's going to fucking beat the shit out of me. He was looking at me with like devilish eyes. So I pushed him and then he came back and I pushed him again. And I look at my mom and she's like, was like that scared. And I said, get him out of my face. Fucking get this motherfucker that he's here because of you, you piece of shit. He's here because you are staying with this motherfucker. And then she's like, hey, please stop. Fucking please stop. If someone now I'm at the age that I could be a mother, 28 years old. If someone would come close to my kids, someone who's there because of me, if someone who's there because of me will put my kids in danger, I will beat the shit out of this person. And as I said, it was already when I was 20 something years old. And I was still holding on to this fantasy. Maybe one day my mother will choose me. Maybe one day my mother will love me. This is what we all wanted. Want in life, right? We all want to be seen and loved by our parents. This is why it's true how that we see the world the same way how our parents treated us. I was scared of the world. I was anxious. I was scared to be seen. This is one of my personal process in this channel that for a long time, 90% of this time that I have this channel, I believe that I'm not interested and I was afraid of being seen. And I was putting myself out there, and with the time I had the courage to show the truth and to say the truth, to say what I was taught that it's safer not to say. For me, sharing here what happened to me, like summarizing it makes me feel free because I was taught to shut up. I was taught to accept it as if it's normal. No one knows from my mother's side what they did to me, how I grew up with them for years. No one knows that my mom gave the permission to her partner act this way towards me, that they both ignored me. No matter how hurt I was, no matter how many times I asked my mother why she doesn't leave them him. Why she believes his lies? Because he's lied to my mom for years. For years. She said, like, I said, I was thinking to myself, how stupid you need to be to believe those stupid lies. As I said, he was manipulating her and is like the stupidest person alive. And she was believing him. And I also will never ask for nothing from my mom and never ask her for advice or anything. As I said, I don't see her as a victim anymore. I see her as surely who she is, and she's also a narcissist. She didn't give a shit about me. Tiny shit. Like maybe sometimes there is a part within her that like is aware of being a mom, and this part within her that when everything is okay and she's okay, then this part is alive. And then she's like, oh, I'm a mother. There is my child, my only child. But most of the time it wasn't the case. And like she was believing his bullcrap, I was believing my mom bullcrap. When I asked her why you are staying with him, she said it because he wasn't paying for anything for years, even until this day. Even until this day, my mom is paying more than him. And they're together for more than 20 years. When I was paying the bills, my mom was paying for the rent and other stuff, and he wasn't paying for anything. He was responsible for the food, and this way the fridge was empty all the time. So I asked myself, like I was asking my mom, why you are not leaving him? And she was saying that he said that she will get the house, or he said that he will have money and he will give it to her. Fast forward many years later, none of this happened. He lied to her all the time. His kids received the house, his kids received the money, all the things that he said that my mom will get because she was paid for him for years, and also me. So he said that he will give her money back. And he just lied to her. But it was so obvious for me. And when I mentioned it for my mom, because like, okay, now maybe I thought to myself that maybe now she understands that he lied to her. So maybe now she will finally see the truth and choose me and see me. No. And she was saying to me, no, I don't want to talk about this. No, you know what? I don't care that he didn't give me the house or didn't do this or didn't do that. And I never understood why it so annoys me until I started to have nightmares. Like nightmares, like not, it was twice a month. I had this nightmare that I had to wake up from, angry, crying. It was always like, and first of all, it was when I left the house and living with my partner, so it was a safe place for me to take it out. And I started to understand that I have a lot of anger towards my mom. And I started to understand that I accepted all of my mother's lies, and I also lied to myself that my mom has changed. Well, she haven't. Her life looks exactly the same. Same problems. Same. Even worse. When I was there, so I was sure that I am the cause of the problems. All of the suffering. It's because of me. And then I left and I see for reals that the problems are still there. So with me or without me, meaning I wasn't the cause of it all, as I was believed. And when people change, their physical reality changes, as Joe Dispenza taught us all. and her physical reality looks exactly the same. And then I understood that I let my fantasy a lot of power, and I wanted to believe in this fantasy so badly. Because of that, I was so fucking easy to be manipulated by my mother. My mother doesn't know me, who I am. When I'm with my mother, I'm talking about the things she wants to talk about. I'm asking millions of questions. I don't like the person I am when I'm with her. It's all about her. She decides when to come, for how long she's staying here. We have nothing to talk about. When I talk, when I share myself, she's like holding me up. One time she fell asleep while I was talking. It happened recently. And the thing is that I was happy about it, because I didn't have to act as if I'm having a good time. So I could go and do what I want. And I hope that she will sleep even longer, but no, she woke up. And then we had to talk about her again. I understood that I've never felt love towards my mother. I just wanted her to love me. This is what I was going for after. Wanted her to love me, to see me, to choose me, to see my pain, to stand for me, to protect me. Not the opposite. It's fucked up that it was the opposite. It's fucked up that I don't know what it's like to be a child or a teenager without fucking. I truly felt that they are my kids and I'm the parent. This is how I felt for years. They just didn't give a shit. They didn't give a shit about me, about anything. My mother only gave a shit about her partner, how he feels, what he loves to eat, what he wants to do. I just fucking was there to like sometimes be a trophy to remind her that she's like a mother or something, and to give them money and be emotional supporter and be so interested in whatever she's talking about. I don't give a shit. I understood that it was so easy for my mom to manipulate me, and to her partner to manipulate me, and to people who reminded me my mom, who were like victims, who needed me. If I felt that you like need me to leave to survive, oh my god, it would trigger me immediately, and I would be there like that and say to myself, fuck you, Rosalina, go fuck yourself. Now we have to adjust to the person who's in front of us and save them. Yeah, I always try to save also my mom from her partner. But eventually they're still together. And it says a lot. It says a lot. And the most important thing that it says, that my mom haven't changed. She's acting as if she did, once a month when we meet. She's like telling me that she thinks about starting doing something, and she doesn't do it. And these understandings, these fantasies that we are holding on to, that this is how people manipulate us. This fantasy that maybe I have the power to save the other person, to change them because they want to. No, I have no power. I have power only on myself. And when I understood those things, that I just wanted the love of my mother, I just wanted to feel what it's like to have a fucking normal parent. I don't know what it's like to have a parent. A parent, it's not blood, it's a role. It's how you behave. You need to behave as a parent. You need to carry, you need to protect, you need to see, you need to love without conditions. This is the role of the parent. I don't know what it is. I know that my father was still crazy. My mother, her partner. I just knew what it's like to be around people who angry at one another. If it's my mother and my father, hate one another, hate their guts, and show their hate through me. I know what it's like to grow up with two people. One is my mom, the other one is older than her in 20 years, and they both are acting like two horrible, stupid grown-ups. I thought I'm going to say kids. No, kids are wonderful. Grown-ups who have problems, who are immature, have no clue how to handle with their emotions, who are not aware of their emotions. Being compared to kids, it's a compliment. Also to animals, it's a compliment. So I preferred to be honest with myself and understand that, well, my mother never loved me. She doesn't know what love is. She knows only how to. She doesn't even know how to love herself. She acts as if she loves herself, but no. And I share this very personal perspective and story to show you that it is painful. I want to cry again. It's very painful. It's very fucked up. It's very sad for my inner child and for me. But it's worth it because now I'm in control. Now I see the things as they are. Even if it's not a lovely picture that I wanted to see, it is what it is. And when you see the things as they are, you can choose how to react towards them. Because when you don't see how things truly are, it controls you. Because you hold on the fantasy, how you want them to be. So you stay there and fucking suffer and let people manipulate you. Because you want to believe that maybe soon something will change. But no, if you act the same and the other person acts the same, why the hell something will change? There's no reason to change. If the other person gets what he wants and you keep acting and giving what they want, why the hell they would change? And if you are holding on the fantasy, why the hell you would change? If you are holding on the fantasy, you change in meaning letting go of the fantasy. So the pain surely needs to fucking be so fucking painful to say, okay, I'm going to face the truth because I'm in pain for such a long time and I had enough. What am I missing here? And then you see, oh, you just wanted the love of your mother that you never got, and you will never get. Never. And the thing is that when you understand it, You become the parent that you never had. I became the parent that I never had. I see myself. I love myself. I care about myself. And therefore, I don't need the love of my mother anymore, the love that I don't know how it even feels like. But as I said, a person can love only when he has it with himself. So my mom doesn't know what love is. This is why stays with this piece of shit, and this is why she acted this like piece of shit towards me through all of my life. She doesn't know what love is, so I can't expect it from her. But I know what love is, and I give it to myself, and I don't need to stay in a place that gives me only pain. Because I hope that one day this person who knows only how to give me pain will give me love. No. And this letting go of this fantasy freed me. And I feel that I can finally be myself. Because this fantasy was, I think, the biggest thing for me that was holding me back from who I truly want to become. And this truly happened when the moment I let go of this fantasy and accepted it and showed love toward myself, I started to understand who I want to become. When I never knew what types of exact characters I want to have within myself, and suddenly I know, and I read it to myself every day in third person. It's truly worth it. It's worthy. It's worth it to feel the pain through the process and get out instead of ignoring the pain and staying where it's so fucking painful because you hope that one day, without one of you changing, the physical reality, something will change. No, it's always worthy. Trust me. Believe me. It's worthy of seeing the truth, of knowing the truth. Because then you will be honest with yourself and finally do what you want truly to do. Finally choose the path that you truly want to go on. Finally choose yourself. And we are all worthy of choosing ourselves and to recognize manipulations and to give ourselves permissions to be. And do whatever we want to do as well. I hope that I helped you today in some way with sharing this personal story. Yep, I know it's me talking about my mother, and it's not so common for people to share about their parent, but you know what? If my mom would care about how I feel about her, if my mom cared about what I have to say about her, she would act in a different way. But she never cared. She cared what her partner and her friends have to say about her, but not with me. So this is why these are the things that I have to say about her. No compliments. And I'm happy that I have the courage to say it. If she wanted compliments, she would act it differently, and she would have been a mom. And I'm grateful to myself for choosing myself to foresee the truth, for getting out of the manipulation zone. And I wish you the same as well. Thank you so much for being here today. I hope that I helped you today in some way. If I have, share in the comments, share with other people, like and subscribe. Please, it helps me a lot. And I wish you magical blessings in your day to day and to have the courage to be you in this world. Thank you.